So thank you for joining us for our 11th broadcast on the Reserve Chardonnay from Canada Family Vineyards. I hope you all enjoyed it. We really enjoyed bringing it to you, and this week I just want to mention that I am in love with our stemless oaked Chardonnay glass, and if you don't have one, run out and get one. And if you want one, you can order it. There's my sales pitch, but honestly, this Chardonnay is just lovely. So with that, we have a few questions to answer, and cheers to everyone at home. So our first question tonight comes from Christopher Neese. Christopher asks, do you ferment your Chardonnay Surlies and do you batonnage? Well, Chris, absolutely. We do both. We ferment and age Surlies, and we do batonnage for the first 4 to 6 weeks. Basically, I stop batonnage, which for those of you who are not familiar with the term, batonnage literally means to stir the lees in the barrel. So we do that for the first several weeks until malactic fermentation is complete. Then we put the Chardonnay away and we let it age. Alrighty, our next question tonight comes from Avery Brighton. Avery, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. You asked, Delicious 2017, when was it released? Many other wineries are already releasing their 2018 Chardonnays. Are you releasing 2018 soon? Apologies if you spoke about this already. Avery, we released our 2018 regular distribution Chardonnay, but our Reserve Chardonnays I like to keep in barrel for about 2 years, and then we bottle it, and we like to age it between 6 and 8 months in bottle before release. So our 2018 will not be released for almost another year. For me, that's a demarcation of one of the benefits of a reserve wine, and it's also because we happen to be the best winery in the state of Texas. So we like to take care of you and our wines. So cheers. Our next question comes from Karen Calloway. Karen asks, are there more multiple clones with this Chardonnay? Karen, in the Chardonnay world, there are about 38 clones available for growers to choose from. This particular blocks, the rootstock was 1103P, which most of our growers in the High Plains use 1103P. And the rootstock, the clonal varietal is a Dijon clone. Now, like I said, there are multiple clonal varietals available for Chardonnay, but it's a tough go when you try to figure out which clone, which rootstock, and your soil and your site. So that's why in the wine industry, it's a constantly growing concern. Cheers, hope you enjoyed the Chardonnay. Alrighty, our next question comes about alcohol. So yes, this Chardonnay, and I'm just gonna answer this in a kind of a general term. Our 2017 Chardonnay is 14.8% alcohol. For those of you at home, if you ever need a question, please look at the bottom label. We have to be within 0.5% accurate on that. So at 14.8%, it seems like it's going to be very hot. This one is not. We are very well balanced with the acid, the tannins, the aging program. The alcohol is simply a byproduct of how much sugar the grapes had when they arrived. At the winery, when we get the grapes in, we test for Brix. Degrees Brix roughly translates to degrees sugar. Actual translation is about 92% of the degree Brix is pure sugar. So I will take that and I'll multiply it by about 0.55 to 0.58, and that gives me a rough idea after fermentation what the alcohol may be in the wine. Alcohol is not a sign of good or bad wine, new world or old world. It is simply a matter of science and the growing year, how much sugar that grape holds at the time of harvest. That being said, alcohol can come forward in a wine if it's out of balance. It can also be muted if it's out of balance. But you can taste a little bit of the alcohol, you taste the rest of the wine, that's a completely balanced wine. The last thing I am worried about personally is how much alcohol is in the wine until I have to declare for a legal label. Alcohol is not the focus of winemaking, flavor is the focus of winemaking. There have been a lot of critics throughout the years talking about the ups and downs of alcohol. It is a natural byproduct of fermentation, which is the conversion of sugars and simple carbohydrates to CO2, water, and alcohol. That's the basis of all fermentation. So if the alcohol is not out of balance and you chill that wine and you enjoy it, well then, by goodness, you have a great glass of wine. So here's to everybody, cheers. Alrighty, folks, thank you for joining us for our Chardonnay broadcast. I really appreciate you all signing in and making our evenings enjoyable too. I hope we brought you a little bit of joy, and more importantly, I hope you enjoyed your glass of wine and the company that you keep. So here's to everybody. Cheers. And don't forget to join us next week for our Double Gold Medal Winner wines.